So life has its own way of kind of preparing you for some of the coldest stuff you're ever going to see. Like seeing all these people talk about the data centers, the ways they talk about it. Everybody's got their own point of view and their own perspective. But man, it's like the data centers matter, but look how we treat our children. And in America, they got this narrative that men aren't talking about how they feel. And in my experience, that's really a reflection on the way our country deals with the folk experience, the lived experience of its people. When I was 17, this stuff was so heavy. I remember telling a friend of mine, we was on our senior backpacking trip. And I was telling him how much it bothered me, this little boy in this Jack's restaurant. I can still see him right now in my mind. He's about 3 years old, and he's got the same face before and after his dad slaps his jaws and says, "Shut up, you little shit." So we're on the Cumberland Gap Ridge Trail, me and my friend, and there's like a little hawk feather on the ground. I can't remember if it was him or me. It didn't really matter, but one of us said, "Look, son, there's an eagle feather." The other one said, "Daddy, I don't think that's an eagle." "Shut up, you little shit." When the country cannot hear its own son's alchemy, that's a reflection on how we treat women. I've said this a few times. A lot of Southern men are having a hard time talking about the patriarchy because we're not allowed to talk about the matriarchy. And just to let you see what I'm saying, if you don't see it yet, a lot of people who are white, liberal, and progressive leaning in their identity, that white part, they want to know, "Gabe, what's the matriarchy?" I know what the patriarchy is, but what's the matriarchy? I don't know what that is. And I just have to say, as tired as I am of explaining it, nobody knows what the matriarchy is until I say, if mama ain't happy, nobody's happy. The way America treats its children is all throughout our Americana. So when I say I do Americana work, I'm talking about, this is something we was working on when we was 17. We was carrying things that we didn't have an easy way to put down. Life wasn't gonna slow down. Both of our parents were going through a divorce, and we're on the way up to this trail, and his dad goes on for about 30 minutes talking about it. And I'm just sitting here thinking like, man, I guess we're just gonna talk out loud about what it's like. And I'm like, hey, my parents are going through that too. And his dad was like, "It's all right, Gabe." My friend, my friend who helped me with that eagle feather, he's back there giggling. And the thing was I would get a few words out of my mouth. I'd be trying to say something, and my friends would be hitting me with like, "Easy, Gabe. You don't have to tell me your life story." People get in where they fit in. So this is what I wanted to say. So I am more actively looking to replace my time and energy with work that supports myself and the people that I carry with me, because I want the what's left over from me doing a good job to give back to all the people who raised me. And that work is community work. That's a village work. When I know I say it in a teasing manner, but when I say we don't talk about Bruno, I'm saying we act like there aren't people expressing their male interior experience. And all I can say is, how can I remember that if we're not expressing our experience? How can I relate to that 3-year-old before and after his dad smacked him on the jaws and he didn't flinch. He's making the same face. I can relate to that because I've had to live through that more times than people who are out here arguing more about data centers than when are we going to talk about Bruno are ever going to tell you. And the thing is just I don't have any guilt and shame to bring with my word, because that was poverty for my mama. So for them who can hear me when I'm talking about this, this is my Southern Americana Appendixes. This is my story leaf practice, like my practice of cultivating the multicultural experience of the South and doing Americana work. So if you see me on here talking, I have developed a consulting practice that I'm getting ready to go ahead and pull the trigger on when folks are ready. But part of what we're talking about is, it's not that people weren't talking about it. It's that our country has a really strange way of treating its people and their folk, their lived experience, what they're dealing with, how they're carrying it, what it looks like, what it sounds like. And if it don't look a certain way, well, what's weird is we got people who are worried that our country is after white people, when the people who embody that mindset are actually making life a living hell for all of us. That's why I'm doing my best to help you out. I am legally white, yes. Now, for the rest of who I am, Scots-Irish, German, English. Look so nice an eagle feather. Daddy, I don't think that. Shut up, you little shit. You didn't have to carry what I had to carry. And because I respect myself, I assume if you got time to get yourself to me, you made it a long way. That's just what was coming up out back.